Good afternoon. This is Slow from Slow Acres. This is my 7,000 mile review of the 2023 Ducati Diavel V4. The street burner and a head turner. It's definitely it's an awesome vehicle. It's got those big fat tires on the back, the 240s. Got the big brakes on the front. This thing's a monster. It's fun to drive. So put 7,000 miles on it in the saddle. So far so good. The last few thousand miles have been in touring mode, which gives you access to the whole 168 horsepower of the Gran Turismo V4 engine here, which is just sweet horsepower and torque. So I believe it's around 90 foot-pounds of torque across, I think that's around 6,000 RPMs. But this thing definitely pulls. The first 5,000 miles I did in urban mode, which limits your horsepower to 114 horsepower. And I think your torque to around like 60 or 70. So that was nice. It's kind of a learning mode for me, since this is my first little pony. So it was good to get in some low power, riding experience. And so now I'm hitting it full power. I mean, this thing really cruises. I use it as my daily driver, which is awesome. I also, I use it for my going to grocery store and Home Depots or whatever I need to do. So I pretty much drive it all over the place. I love it. What can I say? It runs awesome. My favorite part is the Ducati quick shift system, which works flawlessly. Once you get used to it, it's nice. You just use the clutch when you take off from a stop or a start position, basically. Otherwise, you don't need to use the clutch. And as long as you have the throttle in off position on the downshifts, it rev matches perfectly. So I've never had a problem with it. I typically shift, I believe the red line's like 12,000 RPM. I usually shift between 7,000 and 8,000 now. So it really gives a good ripping feeling. Shifts really good. So far, the only issues I've had the overheating issue where they replaced the two front fans here. So now that fixed that problem. And also I've had recently another issue. I just picked up my bike. It was at the dealership for the last week with a check engine light. Basically what it is, it's the exhaust butterfly emission control valve. I believe it's stuck open, and so it's the valve and the servo. So they might have to replace the whole muffler and the servo, so it might be a pretty big job. So they're ordering the parts, and so they gave my bike back. I think it sounds louder, so let me start it up and let you see how it sounds. So I think it sounds pretty good with the, this is how it would sound if you had the, I guess the butterfly delete. Oops, hit the wrong button there. We'll figure this out here. We'll start her up. So I don't know if you could hear that. So that's what the butterfly valve stuck open. So it seems much louder. So I don't know if that's just my imagination, but this thing is pretty peppy now. So the check engine light is off, but I guess they're going to replace it. So far, I've had no issue. Tire wear looks good. Looks like I got about halfway through the tire. So I don't know if I'm just not riding it fast enough. So after 7,000 miles, it's still, I would guess it's got maybe another like 4,000 or 5,000. And if you look at the next service, it's 18,000 miles. So I have 7,000 miles on it, so that's another 11,000 miles before I get that, take it back in for any service, which just seems funny, but that's what it is. So it's been fully serviced. And so the only modifications I've done on the bike is I have got rid of the fender delete, put the license plate over here with a light on it from New Rage Cycles. These are the turn signals, and I added some additional to the New Rage. I made a wiring harness and added, these are progressive lights. So when they're on, we'll put the forward flashers on there to demonstrate how they look. We'll put the turn signal on. How about that? So when you make the turn, that's how it looks. Just add some extra visibility there to your turn signals. And then if you're braking, it looks like that, which is nice. So it's pretty nice the way it looks. And that's pretty much all the mods I did. And then I did add a little bit of wrapping here, you see, kind of so I'm color coordinated. Got the number 64 Alpenstein boots and a little bit of color to pop. But people like this, get a lot of compliments on it. When I was picking this up from the dealership, there was a black 2020 Diavel parked next to it, and this bike just looks bigger. The other Diavel looked smaller, so this bike, I like it. It looks it just looks like an oversized super bike, so that's why I like it. To me anyways. I like the mid-position seating here. When you're on the freeway, I was just cruising back, and again, I was doing over 100 miles an hour on the freeways here, and I don't get a lot of windage problems. So this whole front end here just pushes the air flow over your head, so it's really nice. So I love the bike. It's been very dependable. It's a high performance machine. It's basically it's kinetic sculpture, as I've said before in the past. So it really, you know, kinetic sculpture is going to be expensive to own and operate, but so far, you know, it's just a few little hiccups here and there. But man, I haven't ridden it hard or beat it up or anything, but I've just ridden it a lot. I ride it every day. Rain, snow, shine, sleet, it's made it through all of it. And then also not having that fender in the back, I don't know, I don't really get hit in the back with any rocks or anything, so that's not a big deal. Okay, that's my 7,000 mile review. Looking forward to do my 10,000 one here pretty soon, so I'm gonna hit the road. Slow rider out.